Hey, what's up, Street Togs? Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. Just want to share with you some random turbo thoughts I had about life in general. All right, so I don't think that there's ultimately a real purpose to life or an ultimate meaning to life that applies to everybody. But I do like the notion that, us as photographer artists, maybe we could just make our lives, the purpose of our lives, devote to photography and nothing but photography. And we could apply this in so many different ways, is that we're striving to make great photographs, we're striving to discover deeper truths about photography, we're trying to discover new compositions, new techniques, new modes of shooting, new everything in photography. And certainly photography is very interesting because it's such a new genre, it's such a new art form. There's so much we have yet discovered, there's so much we have yet done. And I think right now where photography is at, too much obsession with gear and stuff like that, obviously that stuff's important, but it's a little bit too basic, which I think is kind of funny. I think what's much more important is for us to maybe discover deeper philosophical truths about photography or purposes, because it's pretty predictable what's going to happen as time goes on, right? Cameras will keep getting better image quality, more megapixels, better resolution, blah blah. They're going to become smaller, they're going to be more connected to the internet, blah blah blah. And in spite of all that, and let's say you have something that's like, as thin as a sheet of paper, fits in your front pocket, super tiny, and shoots like 10 trillion megapixels and has the best image quality, looks like film, looks like anything you want, blah blah. Then what? Then, to me, it becomes more of an existential thing, right? Is that like, why do you make photographs? And even if you fast forward a little bit, let's say we're on the moon or we're on Mars, we're in a spaceship, cruise ship, whatever it may be, then we gotta ask ourselves, towards what end are we trying to make photos? Like, why do we make photographs? And this is also another reason I really don't like social media in terms of like, Facebook, Instagram, which is the same thing, is we want to obviously share our photographs and have them spread around and be widely shared as much as possible. But the problem is the way that social media is set up right now, it kind of placates to our most base desires in terms of social affirmation, likes, views, followers, blah, blah. And this is why I'm more advocating for, you starting your own platform, your own website, your own blog, sign up for a host on oneandone.com or bluehost.com and install wordpress.org, or just use wordpress.com, whatever it's simplest for you. And really trying to maybe strive towards your life to make some great photographs while you're still alive that could inspire you or future generations of photography. And not only that, but realizing that once you make a great photo, it's kind of a little bit boring, right? Like even for me, I think I made some great photos already. But once you kind of make a great photograph, it's kind of like, meh. Like, you don't want to sit on your laurels. Then you just kind of start dying. Like, even if you think about like Alexander the Great or Napoleon, whatever, they obviously conquered a lot of lands and stuff like that. But if they just, sat down and retired in some villa somewhere, I'm sure they would have just died, spiritually or whatever. Because for them, it was more about the striving for more, which makes things so much more interesting. And this is why I'm like so inspired by individuals like kind of like Eminem. Like, he's been in the rap game for so long, yet he's still striving to improve his craft and to push his craft forward. And this is actually something that, I even like admire about great athletes like, Kobe Bryant, stuff like that, is that even though Kobe, you might argue whether Kobe was the GOAT or Michael Jordan was the GOAT, but still, the striving to perfect your game, perfect your whatever, and become the best in the world for whatever you do. To me, this is actually the pursuit of greatness, and to go above greatness and beyond greatness is kind of what makes life really worthwhile. So even for myself now, I'm trying to focus on discovering new philosophical truths about photography, trying to take composition to a new level. And actually, I'm really enjoying doing these vlogs again too, because it's a good way for me to flesh out my thoughts. I'm also really lucky that I have this super baller, like 300 square foot minimalist apartment you can see in the background, but as a way for me to have the optimal conditions to blog more, to think more, write more, photograph more, and so forth. Insofar much as I have right now, it seems the best solution for us photographers is super simple. Shoot with a Ricoh GR3, just shoot JPEG, high contrast black and white, positive film, both look really, really excellent. And sharing your photos to your own website, blog. I think even making your own YouTube channel is super duper useful because it's free. You already have a YouTube channel if you have a Google account, which everyone has, and you can just start shooting videos on your phone, your laptop, webcam, selfie mode, use a video camera, use your digital camera, which has a video function. And I think videos are a really, really awesome way to share our thoughts and ideas and so forth. But also, focus on doing some writing too. Like, I don't actually think I'm a good writer. I generally write like stream of consciousness, meaning whenever something's interesting to me, I just kind of write it down. But beyond that, I think the biggest benefit of writing or creating or sharing is that there's a lot of self-interest behind it. Is that a lot of it helps you, a lot of it helps flesh out your thoughts, your ideas. It kind of motivates you and it kind of keeps you going. And so, yeah, and I've been doing photography for almost a decade plus now, which is kind of crazy. And I'm really happy right now because after disconnecting from the internet, after deleting my Instagram like 2 years ago, I feel free again to explore new ideas. And one of my favorite Jay-Z lines is treat your first like your last and your last like your first. And so maybe moving forward, I want to continue to do that, is treat photography like kind of from a beginner's mind, a child's mind, whatever. No concepts, no preconceived notions which hold me back. And at the same time, combine that with a sense of memento mori, knowing that my life is short, I'm going to die. Don't waste none of it with petty basic shit. And yeah, to use my life to maximize myself to the fullest, but also share my thoughts and hopefully empower you to your personal maximum. And ultimately, everything I say, there's no truth or veracity behind anything I say. My own personal ambition is that I could share some ideas with you, which could spark some creative ideas within yourself for you to think your own thoughts. And ultimately, to think is great. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And let's make this year epic and our lives epic and keep making epic photos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.